Hi, everyone. I am here, Caitlin from Beacon Parent Coaching, and I am here with Stephanie Powell. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So Stephanie is here as our second interview in the series of Moms versus COVID-19. She is going to kind of share her story and how her life has been impacted. So Stephanie, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I am Stephanie Powell. I live in Haverhill, Massachusetts. I was born and raised here with my husband and my two kids. Olivia is almost 11 on Thursday, and Grayson, who is 3. We have 2 dogs. I work from home. I actually do social media engagement and growth, and I also work with a mental wellness company, Amari Global. So I do all my work from home, typically in the car on my cell phone, running around, but that's changed a bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And so what does your social media company target, or, how could people find you?
Sure. So I am on Instagram under, it's at Get Social with Stephanie. And I just help business owners get their name out on social media, help them grow those accounts. So it's actually been kind of crazy because during this time, a lot of businesses have had to switch over to social media only. So I've been able to help them grow their accounts.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are looking for your help with that. That's amazing. Okay, so why don't you tell us, before all of this craziness, before the pandemic and being, stuck at home and social distancing and remote learning took place, before all of that happened, what was a normal day like for you?
Yeah, so for me, our 11-year-old is in school. She's in 5th grade. So typically we would wake up, I would do the gym, I would come home, get her off to school, and then me and Grayson would have the morning, and then typically I would squeeze in some work in there, and then when he would nap, I would get, the majority of my work done, and then again later at night when the kids went to bed. But we were a very on-the-go family. Olivia does lots of sports, lots of activities, so we would be out of the house pretty much all night. When she got home from school at 3:00, our day really started. Till about 8:30. And my husband works second shift, so he would be gone for the majority of the busyness.
Sure.
So we were not home ever. Yeah.
So now quite the difference. Yeah.
Now it's kind of a little bit of an adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you talk a little bit about how this has impacted you both personally with your family and professionally?
Yeah, sure. So we've been social distancing since they started, mentioning it, before it was even, really been a must. So it's impacted us. Our days are totally different. I went from, having a lot, Grayson will play on his own and do stuff where I could work. So I went from having all this extra time to do my business and work and time to myself, to becoming a teacher and trying to arrange, I have one kid in school. I can't imagine having 2 or 3, the number of emails from teachers every day, which absolutely love them. But it's like half your day is just responding and making sure your kid's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So that has totally shifted for us. So one of the things actually for me was time blocking, was something that I never had to do before. But now with homeschooling and just everyone's schedules that I'm in charge of now, that's been a huge benefit for me.
Trying to manage everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And so how are your kids doing with the change of, I know Olivia is probably a little bit more aware than Grayson, but how is this affecting her with, not being able to do sports and not being able to be so active and see friends? How is she doing with everything?
Yeah, so doing pretty well. We've spent a lot of time in our backyard, outside, like just literally in our own
Yes.
house. So she's gotten a lot of time outside, but it all started actually the first week it started. She was supposed to have a cheer competition in Rhode Island. So that was like painful, and I don't think none of us really understood exactly what was going to come of this when that all started. So that was the first cancellation. She just got cast in The Wizard of Oz in a play, and that's on hold until who knows.
Sure.
She's definitely a social kid, and thrives on that. So she is doing okay with Zooms with her friends, Zooms with her classmates, and stuff like that. Grayson, his life hasn't changed that much, other than everyone's around and he doesn't have like that time alone anymore. But other than that, he's fine. He doesn't understand it at all.
I think I have twins that are in fourth grade, and I think that's the biggest thing for them is the sports and their friends is the two biggest parts that they're missing. Playing basketball, playing football, seeing their friends, riding bikes, those are the hardest things. And so we're trying to stay as active and play outside, and my husband and I are trying to be as fun as their friends and go play with them, but I don't know if we're cutting it. But I think that they're FaceTiming and Zooming their friends just to kind of keep that connection going and have them talk to each other. So I think that's a good thing to do for kiddos these days. So what would you say are some of your biggest worries and stressors right now that you're managing?
So I guess the biggest one is just getting it all done. And I know it's literally an impossible expectation. So I'm holding myself to a lot of grace and just understanding that at the end of the day, it's never going to be perfect. And it never was before either. So just getting used to this new normal and not hold, like, the day doesn't go exactly how I thought it was. It's okay. We'll start again tomorrow. So I think everybody is just like, I get texts from my friends every day, like, how are you doing it all? Because they know that I work from home.
Yes.
I'm like, this isn't normal. Like, this isn't my normal from home schedule. So don't hold yourself to that.
And I love that you said to give yourself grace, because it's hard. We have people working from home who are trying to do the same amount of work that they were doing previously when they had just all of their attention on that. And then you add in multiple children for a lot of people who you're managing their day, their time blocking, their Zoom calls with their teachers, their homework. I mean, I'm now teaching, fourth grade math, and I'm terrible at it. But it's a balance. And like you said, there are days when we're just like, you know what, we need to just go play outside, and we'll get to the other stuff when we can. I know, the commissioner of education in Massachusetts is very great at understanding the importance for the kiddos is like their well-being, right? Their mental well-being and their physical well-being, and academics and curriculum kind of come second. And so if there's a day when moms are feeling super overwhelmed and super stressed, it is okay just to kind of take a break from the work and make sure your family is, feeling positive and there's some great energy there, and that they're all, coming together. So I love that you said that, you're doing that too.
And we've done, since actually right when this started, I said, okay, we're getting journals. We've always kind of journaled, but haven't been great about it. So every morning, that's something that I'm like, Olivia, did you journal today? Because I have to do it too. And it's like, like almost like a dump list. Like, this is the feelings I'm feeling, and like why it's okay to feel those, and that like to release that fear. But every morning, that's like before we even start school, because I want to know, how is she feeling today? Or I'm like, here, you have 10 assignments that you have to
do. Like a quick temperature check just to see where she's at. That's great. Okay, so how are you managing all of this stress and all of these extra expectations that are put on parents right now? What are you doing to manage that stress, and what are you doing to make sure that your self-care is still a priority to help you kind of stay in control and be the best version of yourself that you can?
Mhm. So definitely just that, giving myself grace.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing I like to do is I have a power hour before my kids wake up.
Okay.
And I know for everyone that could have you up at like 4 a.m.
Okay.
I have great sleepers, but I do try to get up at least an hour before them.
Okay.
And that's so that I can just sit in like complete silence and journal
Mm-hmm.
and drink coffee and
Yeah.
pray and think about my day and how, all of it, nothing matters, like as long
Mm-hmm.
as we're all happy and safe and
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
The homework assignments, all the assignments, my business, like it's all going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't have our health,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. So that's something. And there are days that my kids do wake up before me or wake me up. And those days are just like completely off for me.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
been so important to wake up before them and just get
Yeah.
things like, I need that silence time
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
morning. So the
Well,
power.
you're not going to get it when they're awake, right? So it's
Exactly.
good.
Once they wake up, it's like
Yeah.
crazy town. So if
Yeah.
I can have that in the morning and get in like the right mindset, it
Mm-hmm.
totally changes my entire day.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're very intentional with knowing that's what you need to kind of get yourself in the right space to have a good day.
Yes. Yeah. And
Awesome.
occasionally when I can squeeze it in, I've been doing like, so many people are offering, the online workouts and yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying
Mm-hmm.
to get in like one or the other,
Yeah.
which it doesn't happen every day. But I'm trying,
Yeah.
if they're playing good and Grayson's napping. It makes me feel a million times better.
Yeah. Yeah. Movement is so key to your mood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, what advice or what support do you have to offer for parents who are trying to manage this all, but also, worrying about, getting COVID-19 or having their kids get it? In terms of like, do you think it's important to social distance? Do you think, it's important that parents choose for their children to kind of give up play dates and things like that? What are your thoughts or advice on that?
Yeah, I am a firm believer in it. I see the importance of it. Our kids will be okay. Like they just need us. They need love, and their friends. There's so many ways to connect right now. So, like, to take it seriously is so important to me. Our little one, Grayson, was in and out of the hospital his first year of life. So he has respiratory stuff. So this is like hits home for us, and it's really scary. And, when I see stuff on social media of people being together and having those play dates, it's like, it's really hard to see because you see it rapidly spreading in our community.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor said something the other day. You have to treat this as everyone has the virus.
Yes, I agree.
And that really hit me. Like, I was like, okay, like, just look at it that way. And, we're all fine. Like in this house, it's like, you're safe at home. And that's how we're treating it. So I think it's so, so important to just, if your kids, I like the social interaction is so important. I crave it too, but the Zoom calls, Facebook Live, like there's so many ways that they can connect.
Sure.
It's just like, and this will be over the sooner everybody takes it seriously.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the message I've given to my children, is that we're going to act like we're infected, and we're going to act like anyone outside of our family is infected, and we're going to stay away to protect ourselves and to protect other people. And it does stink. I'm like, I know it stinks. I'm a social person. We love having, fire pits and get-togethers and hanging out with our friends, with kids. It's so much fun, but it's hard because you can't always tell someone's sick. Right. And that's what I try to tell my kids is, your friend might look healthy, but they could be contagious, and we don't know that. And we're seeing all of the doctors and nurses and, pharmacy workers and even the workers at the grocery stores, like the people who are essential are putting themselves out there for us to keep us safe. And, what we can do is to stay home and to social distance so that we don't add to their stress or add to their work or make them sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, so it's a hard message, and I get that it stinks, but I think the faster everyone jumps on board and commits to it, then the faster we can, you know, flatten the curve and hopefully end it sooner than later, because they're projecting it's not even at its worst yet around here. So it might be a few more months, but if we all stay home and just stick to ourselves for a little bit, hopefully we have a really fun summer and get together with everyone.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so for me, I try really hard in my life and in my practice to kind of focus on positive and what's working. And I would like to end our conversation together talking about hope. And so can you tell us one hope that you have when we get to the end of this and it's done and it's over and we've defeated COVID-19 and everyone's healthy and we can socialize again? What's one hope that you have, or one thing that might be different, or something that's changed within the world or within our community? What's something of hope that, you know, hopefully will happen at the end of this?
Yeah, so my hope is that our community has more kindness again and comes together in the way that they are right now. Kindness has always been like a really important thing in my house, and my, you know, for my kids to spread out to the community. And some of the things that we're seeing are just so amazing. And I really, really hope that our community just continues that, helping each other, being kind, helping our elderly. I really do believe that a lot of people will be changed by this, and I just hope that all continues.
Yeah. It would be amazing to have this kind of spirit of giving and helping and kind of going above and beyond for other people to continue without something negative causing it, but something that maybe caused it to keep going. So that would be something amazing to see afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you want to add or share with anyone watching?
I just think, you know, we're all in this together. And if you are struggling, reach out to somebody and share your struggles. I know for me and my family, prayer is really important to us. And being faithful and just knowing like we do our part, but it's out of your control. So there's nothing to fear. So I definitely, you know, community and connection is so important. So if you're feeling like alone, there's somebody else that is too, and you reaching out to them for yourself maybe is exactly what they needed. So that's what I found a lot for what I do in the social media world is connecting people and engagement. And it's amazing, you know, it starts with one person, you know, looking to connect with somebody, and it usually ends up that person was looking for that connection too. So yeah, just reach out. You don't have to be alone doing this.
Yeah.
Even though we're social distancing, we don't have to be like totally not connected.
Yeah. Well, that was like, I saw there was a commercial and they said, we're alone together. And I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share your story and talk to us about how you have been impacted by COVID-19. And I wish your family health and staying safe, and hopefully this will pass very quickly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And
you're welcome. All right. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.